The release of Suicide Squad was, by any metric, a catastrophic failure that left both fans and critics disappointed. Rocksteady, the acclaimed developers behind the successful Batman Arkham series, seemed poised for another triumph with their foray into the Suicide Squad universe. However, despite high expectations and significant investment, the game fell short in almost every aspect. Batman Arkham Knight, the previous installment in Rocksteady's portfolio, although initially divisive, ultimately achieved commercial success and solidified the studio's reputation as a top-tier developer. Fans eagerly anticipated what Rocksteady would deliver next, hoping for another immersive and engaging experience. Unfortunately, their hopes were dashed when Suicide Squad failed to resonate with audiences. The game's troubled development history, spanning 7 long years and costing upwards of $100 million, only added to the disappointment. With such resources at their disposal, many expected Rocksteady to deliver a groundbreaking gaming experience that would redefine the superhero genre. Instead, Suicide Squad struggled to find its footing from the moment it hit the market. Steam, a popular platform for PC gaming, saw a brief surge in player counts, with numbers peaking at 13,459.
That's pretty good.
However, this initial interest quickly waned, with the average player count plummeting to a mere 600. Similar trends were observed on console platforms, where the game failed to make a significant impact. Sales figures in the UK further underscored the game's lackluster performance. In a candid admission during a financial service call, Warner Brothers, the game's publisher, acknowledged that Suicide Squad had fallen short of our expectations. For a live service game, such a tepid reception spelled disaster. Compared to other titles in the same genre, such as Avengers, which also faced its share of criticism, Suicide Squad fared even worse. The fundamental premise of live service games is to attract and retain a dedicated player base, often referred to as whales, who drive in-game purchases and sustain the game's longevity. However, with dwindling player numbers and a lack of engagement, Suicide Squad struggled to retain even a fraction of its initial audience. One of the critical factors contributing to the game's failure was its lack of compelling content and meaningful updates.
God, please, no! No! No!
While the pre-release hype surrounding the inclusion of iconic characters like the Joker generated some initial buzz, the execution fell flat. Season 1, heralded as the game's first opportunity to redeem itself, failed to deliver on its promises. The dearth of new missions, modes, and substantial content left players disillusioned and disinterested. Instead of seizing the opportunity to revitalize the game and demonstrate a commitment to its long-term success, Rocksteady's efforts fell short. The much-anticipated addition of the Joker, a beloved character in the DC universe, failed to invigorate the game or entice players to return. The lackluster introduction of the Joker, coupled with tedious and repetitive gameplay mechanics, further exacerbated the game's shortcomings. Instead of offering a compelling narrative and engaging gameplay experience, Suicide Squad felt like a hollow shell of what could have been. The motion comic cutscenes, intended to set the stage for Season 1's live service content, were met with ridicule and derision. Character designs, especially that of the Joker, drew widespread criticism for their lack of creativity and fidelity to the source material. What should have been a thrilling introduction to new content felt like a cheap imitation of superior productions. As players delved deeper into Season 1, their initial excitement turned to disappointment and frustration. The grind to unlock the Joker, the game's flagship edition, felt like an exercise in futility. Progression was slow and arduous, with players forced to endure repetitive missions and tedious tasks to achieve their goals. Even the allure of the Battle Pass, a staple feature in many live service games, failed to entice players. With lackluster rewards and a steep progression curve, it only served to highlight the game's shortcomings. The absence of meaningful content updates and the prospect of future seasons failed to inspire confidence in the game's future. Despite Rocksteady's efforts to salvage the game's reputation, it seemed destined to fade into obscurity. The rumors of its impending demise only served to confirm what many players already suspected. Suicide Squad was beyond redemption. In conclusion, the failure of Suicide Squad serves as a cautionary tale for developers and publishers alike. Despite the pedigree of its creators and the potential of its source material, the game's lackluster execution and failure to deliver on its promises doomed it from the start. As players moved on to greener pastures, Suicide Squad became yet another casualty in the ever-evolving landscape of the gaming industry. When discussing failures, it's important to note that new games like Rise of the Ronin often receive mixed criticism. While some label it as bad, others argue it's actually quite good. To determine if it's worth your time, delve into reviews and gameplay videos to uncover its true strengths and weaknesses. Watch this video to find out more about Rise of the Ronin.